Okay guys, I know you think you know basic Kimura, but in this video I'm going to show you the difference between a Kimura and how to finish devastating shoulder submissions here. Check out the full video. Okay guys, let's get straight to it. I'm going to assume you know some of the basics of the Kimura. If not, we have a very old video on that. But today we're just looking at some of the details again. Now what I really hate is people just going for the end game, which is getting that wrist-to-wrist connection, which is really important in the Kimura. But it's not the end goal. So if we're just here, especially if you're like, oh, let's put your hands on the mat, man, this will never happen, or rarely. And then you go in, thumb or no thumb, I don't really care. You get the wrist to wrist, and your focus is so on this grip specifically that my partner can just push on my shoulder, pull her arm out, yeah, and that's it. Now I want you guys to understand something really basically here. My main objective is not to go for a Kimura. My objective in the guard is to control her posture, take away all of her abilities to pass, and then the Kimura will present itself. And then I will control her posture, the end of the limb, the control point of the limb, and from there on, finish on the end of the lever and the fulcrum to finish the Kimura. That's a lot of words I'm going to show you. So my partner's hands are usually on me. She can pass guard by going left, right, forward, up, down. She can stand up easily here, and I'm going to control her posture first. Now how to do that, that's a whole different video, but I'm going to bring her posture either forward towards me. If I just control the hat, she will push on my elbows. Yes, and get up. Yes, it's easy. Okay, so I want to control her posture, weave in, maybe go for shoulder crunch or overhook or red guard or any form of guard. From there, it's very hard for my partner to then pass, or at least it's harder. I took away a lot of the possibilities of standing up, going left and right as I have her posture. If she keeps good control of my posture and I cannot pull her in, I will open my arm and I bring myself up. Now for the Kimura, we're going to go cross-side. Now I'm not focusing on the Kimura because there's no space here. Usually, I want to bring my partner down or hip bump sweep them the opposite direction. My main pressure is going to be here, a place we control with overhook or with omoplatas or with shoulder crunch, we push here. Now as I go down, my pressure is here. I can control my shin or the inside of my knee, which I really like to do for the red guard, but my pressure is going to be on the elbow here. Now I can start attacking for the Kimura. I'm not focusing on my hands at all. If she tries to sit up now, put her arm out, get your arm out, yeah, this gives me the Kimura easily, so keep your arms in. Now, as I work my way up, yeah, if I get the hand to base, especially if I bait going for a hip bump sweep and she bases the hand, yes. Now, people, put your hand on the mat, please. Yeah, a lot of times when people now go for the Kimura, they will first fall down, and now look at this hand. It has to reach all the way to that Kimura there. That's very far. I want you to imagine that my shoulder is not going back to the mat on that position, but my shoulder is gonna hit this place. So I'm gonna uppercut in for that Kimura. I want to hip bump, which I actually want because it will score me 6 points, 2 for the sweep, 4 for the mount in IBJF and I get a good position. But maybe she bases, it's very hard. Now I want to punch back to the Kimura. So my pressure is going to be on the backside of her shoulder blade, and I'm not going to reach this hand in, so then I'm going here and then try to reach and bring this hand there and try to reach my own wrist, but I will bring my shoulder all the way in and I will like punch to the ceiling like this. Yeah, looks kind of weird. Now with the Kimura, as she bases her hand, I'm gonna punch in, catch the Kimura in. So my shoulder goes down to the position here. Yeah, it's pretty hard to do slow because we're falling, but as her hand is on the mat, I'm up, or I brought her posture towards me. I put pressure down, yes, and now I'm not falling and trying to reach my hands, but I'm gonna push her hand back like this as I catch it for the Kimura. Now, the next point, it's very important, guys, is before we start finishing, because this is where most white belts quit. They're gonna be here and they're gonna bench press. Now silver has pretty flexible limbs, but this ain't the Kimura. Look, this is the max of my reach. And I've seen some white belt tournaments where people can actually get the finish here because their partners have stiff shoulders, boom, and that's a tap if you go very violently, but it's not good. And I think the thing we lack a lot in jiu-jitsu is we see a submission, we think we know it, and we go to the next thing. Practicing your finishing mechanics is essential in this sport, and you're never too good at it. I've been doing Kimuras for a long time, and I still have to perfectionize my Kimuras even to the day. Once again, practice your finishing mechanics. It's never good enough. So as we're in this Kimura, I want to put pressure on the backside of her shoulder. So if she wants to push on my shoulder and pull her arm out now, that's very hard because my pressure is back on her posture, and I'm not focusing. If my elbow is to the ceiling, she can push out and start limping her arm out. So my elbow is going back, putting pressure. Now, I want to keep the bend here. Now, what a lot of people do is they start pushing the arm up or back, and I might get a tap. And you might think it's good enough. But once again, perfect finishing mechanics. What I really like to do, especially with someone with a very strong or flexible arm, I like to If possible, put my foot on the hip, but that's for later. You can keep your ankles crossed. I don't like locking a body triangle here, but keep your guard on the hip. Now I want to get rid of all this slack here. You see this? So I want to put her elbow on my sternum, on my chest. So I'm not finishing with 2 arms versus 1. I'm going to finish with my entire body and the torque of my entire torso. I'm going to put her elbow on my chest. Yes? Now I keep the bend in and bend my wrist, so there's a lot of tension. And now I'm turning my head, facing her feet to facing her head as I twist my entire body. So it becomes like a Russian twist where my entire body twists in for the Kimura. So it's so much tighter than me just pushing my arms up and bringing her hand towards her back, which might get you a tap in training once again, but that's not good enough. It should be perfect, yeah? So go back a little bit. Thank you. We're in this Kimura. I put the the elbow on my chest and my chest towards the elbow. Look, boom. Now pull your elbow away from my body. It's stuck. I roll my wrists, yeah, putting more tension. I want to prevent her from grabbing her thigh. So I really put it to my chest first, yeah? And then I start twisting my entire body around her elbow and shoulder to get a really strong Kimura and all the pressure on her torso. Next up, we're not there yet, finally. My leg. A lot of people know it should be high to keep her posture down, but there's a second thing. As I keep it down, I'm also extending my hamstring and my thigh to push her away from me and pull the shoulder out of his socket. And this also takes away some slack. You will learn this with heel hooks or with some arm bars or different submissions, is I'm gonna extend her joint and the rest of her body, the limb and the rest of her body, and separate them from each other. So it's very hard to see on camera. It's subtle, but she will feel it, and you will feel it when you practice this. As we're here, I keep her posture. I'm not pushing her away so she'll fall off. Now I'm losing her. I just ever so slightly keep her close to me with the other leg, put this down, and now I pull her elbow to my chest, and now I just in a straight line, I will pull it out of its socket just a little bit. Yeah, so it gets a lot more tension. You will see, look at her hand and her face as I'm here, and I push with my hamstring to pull it out of the socket, and then I twist to get a very, very, very tight Kimura. Now we got the finishing mechanics, we can do some setups. You will see this is my pushing point in the close guards. Now in half guards, that would be from my Z guard. I will lock my ankles. If you want to check out the Z guard video, we have a really popular video on that. I'll just put a link here for the fundamentals. But my knee is pushing on her hip and I need some fulcrum. A lot of people go for a Kimura here, especially when they start getting cross-faced. They block it, they reach for the Kimura, but they shoot out the knee. There's no fulcrum, guys. I'm just getting smashed here. So I need to keep this C guard in position so that when she wants to follow to the Kimura to the left, she's stuck. Same thing applies. I scoop my shoulder underneath and I twist my entire body. I'm not just bench pressing. It's not a Kimura, guys. It's really, really bad if I see instructions and people tap on this. It won't get you a tight Kimura in comp. Finally, if this is the point I'm pressing for off, I could also use the other hip, especially if there's more space, and I reach over, like maybe setting up from a shoulder crunch, put it to my chest, finish on here. Now, anytime you get in any way of a setup, like if we're here, now you can do Kimuras. You understand that the shoulder and the elbow are more important than the hand grip. So I can finish Kimuras here. Look at this. That's not a Kimura grip. Or I can have a Kimura, shoot through, go shoulder to shoulder, twist here. Or I could have a triangle, go in with this second arm, yeah, as it's resting on my body, and go and look at this. It's also a Kimura, yeah? So I don't really care anymore about diving hand-to-hand connection, yeah? Because the wrist is the weak part, I don't really care for it. I care about controlling the posture, twisting the shoulder, putting pressure down, putting the elbow on my body, extending the joint, and then twisting with the full power of the torque of my body. I hope that fixes your Kimura. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. See you in the next one. Push.